Okay, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the final iteration of RUPL recaps and predictions, at least for the regular season. At this point, we've just finished up week 6 into the final week 7, and yeah, it'll be a great time. I am, as always, the Sky12321 or Ming549 on Smogon, part of the Iron Fisters. Hoorah! We have a couple new faces, a couple returning members this week. And yeah, we can just kind of start off with some introductions. Denial?
It's not even a couple new faces, literally just me. But yeah,
This is
hello.
you.
It's me, Denial. Hello. Hi.
All right, cool. BluBird.
Hello. It's been a while since I've been here. I'm BluBird from the Rocky Mountain Payloaders, and I'm here to talk about how I'm getting owned week in, week out for the past 4 weeks. Hope it's fun.
I wouldn't say you've been getting owned, but
Nah.
yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. And
Let
finally,
let the people decide.
mainstay on the channel, Gum.
Right. Hi, I'm Gone, and I'm sort of managing the Guardians. This is always so awkward to do. I really don't like it.
they've heard it like 4 times or something. I don't. Have you been in every single
Right.
one of the recaps? I feel like you might have missed one. I don't
I
know.
think I missed one.
Maybe people forget sometimes. It's
Hmm,
important to remind.
true, true. But yeah, that's our set of cast for this week. So yeah, let's hop right
Hey,
into it.
you forgot someone. I'm pretty sure you forgot someone.
Suki is, as always, lurking in the chat. Suki, say hello to the fans. Thank you,
Hello,
Suki.
it's
That
me,
was
Suki.
riveting.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Hello.
riveting.
Hi.
It was a riveting hello.
For me.
Okay. Um. So yeah, with that, let's just jump right into it. RUPL Week 6 recaps. So this was a big week for a lot of people, a lot of teams. We kind of started getting a more solid kind of look at what the playoffs might look like. As you might remember, last week we already established the Iron Fisters were out of playoff contention, and I think this week the Toxic Chains have also fallen out of playoff contention. But for everyone else, still in the race, and we'll cover more of that later. But first matchup: Rocky Mountain Payloaders, Toxic Chains. What do we all think?
Uh, do I have to go into this? I guess as a
Well,
representative. Yeah.
right.
It's your team. You
Uh,
gotta talk about it.
yeah. Okay, so I saw Goldcard had like a very close game versus Devin. Devin came out on top with a 4% Steelix, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, 4%
Yeah,
lived a Durant superpower from -1. I think. I don't know if that was a roll or
yeah,
anything, but that was a tight game.
that was really tight. Yeah. Uh, Hard to do proved why he's the GOAT. Like he bounced back from last week, and he really wanted that win, and I'm happy that he did. Our prep was on point for Tsuki's game, at least. Uh, it was like a very debatable, I want to say, like an arguable crit that changed like the whole game. It was a crocodile knocking off a palisand that ended up critting, and then it just made the game all like borderline unplayable to for Evi. It was a good game regardless. Like the series, like all games in the series were actually very nice to like as a watch. And I want to say about my game, Mace just proved why he's the SSRU GOAT. He uh, he brought a good team. He played very well. I lost a lot of plays, and yeah, that's all. I'm happy with the team I brought. The prep was like actually pretty good, but I just lost in game. Nothing to be mad about. Zangler, like Zangler's game was a bit weird. Uh, Finn is actually pretty good in this game, surprisingly.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that the SV department was actually pretty good this week. Boof sadly lost as well. Had like a pretty weird matchup with Stress bringing the Goldberg, if I recall, as a team, right?
Yeah, Galu.
That was a cool pick, actually a good pick. And yeah, we brought 8-0, a pretty cool 8-0 with the turtle, but yeah, it was an unfortunate matchup. But Stress played like very well as per usual. And for the Tangler, the team was cool. Doggy is broken, but Slowbro is just so much more broken. Like that end game was actually really tough. The full para in the end apparently didn't matter, as Finn is saying in the chat. But I think it was a pretty close game and could go either way. Just decided on the details as per usual. And I think that's all. We're like very motivated to go into playoffs and just start over, and just start like winning a lot. It's gonna be a very crucial week for us. And last week I think it went like pretty well, all things considered, because a loss would be like devastating. But thankfully we avoided that. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah,
Don't want
for
to dive
sure.
too deep in too much time out of it. Good job,
Yeah,
team.
I do. I want to mention a couple of highlights too here. The Chungler Fiend game, one of the better games of the week, I think, at least for
Yeah,
me,
look,
because I would say I'm quite close friends with the Chungler and Fiend, and seeing both of them play was quite nice.
it was
Fiend has
like
been here forever. Yeah, because Fiend has
very
been here
positioning
forever.
heavy.
Chungler is very new to the scene, so having those two kind of play it out, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. Similar thing actually with Suki and Evi that game. Um, Suki definitely got lucky. Sushi Origane, there was definitely a fair bit of luck in that game. But it was still nice to see Suki come out again for I think the second time this RUPL now and get another dub. I think. Well,
Yeah,
okay, not
they're two
not
one.
2-1, right? Because they lost week one after they subbed in, right? Um,
Also, shout out to Vigaro for a very cool Cobalion set.
yeah. Evie, was that the physical Terra Ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it
was
was.
Balloon SD Terra Ghost Terra Blast.
Yeah, Terra Ghost Cobalion is not a new innovation. In fact, Fiend, another member on Evie's team, I think, you know, uses that a lot, but a special variant, like a Calm Mind, Terra Ghost, Terra
Yeah,
Blast thing. Physical is something you don't really see as much, but definitely like just as cool. But yeah, just that was kind of what I wanted to highlight, at least for the Scarlet Violet side of things. Lower tiers are pretty good, pretty cool too. I couldn't catch a lot of them, besides the Gold Cat Devon game, but yeah, good stuff. Okay. Anyone else? Any comments on Payloader's Chains?
Nah, we're good.
I did not watch like most of
yeah.
these.
Okay, cool. In that case, we can move on to I mean, listen, listen,
Go
listen,
Guardians.
listen.
Go Guardians.
The Fisters were out. Okay, so for most of
Yeah.
us, this week was kind of irrelevant. However, for the Guardians, you're welcome. We buffed your differential by
Thank
like
you.
an incredible amount. So
I
happy
mean, it's not
birthday.
even the. It's not even the differential. You just gave them 2 points and
Yeah.
guaranteed
By the
playoff.
way,
And
I
expected
want to
you.
say this because I forgot to tell you, but Ming, that your game versus Haryana Grande was actually probably my favorite game of the week. It was
Oh,
so
that's
Yeah, it was.
fine.
close, and the end game was so weird.
Nah, that was a
That's
pretty
fine.
good game actually.
Yeah,
I
like
want to
Yeah.
very
pick you up.
exciting end game.
It definitely
You both played
was.
well.
It was an interesting game because I definitely think I had my opportunities to win that. Specifically, I go back to the Slitherwing versus Scrafty turn in my head. Um, I for whatever reason I did not think that first impression was coming out on that turn. I thought that like maybe he would be going for like some other attacking move just to like deny me setup, which is why I didn't go for setup. I just attacked. But had I Terra Ghosted and just clicked Dragon Dance instead, I think my odds of winning go up better. Because Terra Ghost, I get another Dragon Dance, I can just Drain Punch back some HP, and then the game goes on. It's not over per se, but the game goes on, and I think I'm favored. The way it played out was just unfortunate. He missed two Thunder Waves on Slowbro, which was unfortunate. Um, I don't know if those would have mattered in the end. It would have mattered in the sense he got up spikes. Um, but other than that, Slowbro was like slow as balls anyway. Like there's nothing on the opposing team that's
Yeah, just about getting
yeah,
the Paris.
yeah, just random pairs. That would have been the big thing, really. also the layers of spikes. I was honestly more concerned with Klefki setting up spikes than anything, which is why I stayed in to just kind of hit it with scalds and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean that was that. Master Chief had to fill in
Wow.
for stories, which was and that was kind of funny. He kind of was just like, okay, I'm playing now, and then he did, which was fun. Um,
Yeah, he was playing the suspect tours at the same time.
yeah, he was playing two tours at the same time, which was very funny. I think he was playing Lime too in the Suspect tour.
Yeah,
Who?
he got kinda owned in that game, but he won really
Yeah,
well, so
yeah,
that's what matters for sure.
yeah. That was funny. Um, I think Punny versus Ryan. I mean that is something I do want to talk about. So we basically, well, I think Punny we got the act call right. We did. It wasn't a dead game. It was an act call.
Yeah,
You can okay, yeah. Which was like,
Yeah, it wasn't like fun. Because, like, Ryan just didn't want to schedule with Bunny, and
yeah,
you guys didn't have, like, any subs.
which is kind of unfortunate. But it happens. Again, at this point, Fisters are like very clearly out of the playoff picture, so I understand Ryan maybe like not wanting to play. Um, but yeah, just kind of an unfortunate situation there that I did want to kind of bring up. Yeah, otherwise, very thorough washing by the Guardians. I hope y'all had fun.
We
Um,
did.
yeah, yeah. Mm, it's okay. We have we have another week. We have another week.
Right.
Um,
We also have, like, next year.
that is also true. We got next
there's
year.
always next year.
Okay. Anyone else we want to talk about this? Because I'm ready to move on. You know.
You're ready to
Right.
move on?
Cool. No one else has anything else to say. Very good.
Mentally? Mentally?
Nah, we good, we good.
Next,
I
an
just wanna
actual
wait.
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I
up?
just wanna shout out. I'm sorry for not dragging this a bit, but I wanna shout out Danox for using my team, the Blaster squad. He got like a very bad matchup, honestly. He played well, but it was just fun seeing Blastoise, and Attribute played well as per usual. So yeah, just shout outs Danox and the cool team choice. We can move on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I can mentally check back in. So we have Crunchhouse Supreme Overlord Juniors versus Tenacious Technicians. This was, needless to say, a very big week for both of them. Technicians were fighting to keep their names in playoff contention, which they did with a big win this week over the Overlord Supreme Juniors, who were, I think, leading the pack. Right? No, or second place. They
Nah,
were they were
we
like
were we were we were second.
second place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're still obviously in playoff contention. That hasn't changed. But it is a more interesting picture now. So, Denial, if you want to kind of just bring us through what some of the highlights for you were, maybe as a member of this team. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I um don't remember many of the Algen games. I watched all of the SBs. Kusharos versus TS was especially kind of cool because they both brought kind of a similar team with like um, Thunderous Slowbro and then like some other Pokemon to support, right? And I think Kusharos especially played that game pretty well, especially trying to avoid like giving setup to the car because the car is dumb. And in that end game, like found a way to trick Scarf onto it, so it couldn't set up and win from there. So that game was kind of cool.
Oh, right.
Um,
This was the Porygon Z game, right? The Porygon Z
yeah,
versus. Yeah, that was really cool. I thought that was really cool how he navigated that end game. Because I think
honestly,
for
I figured out like Porygon Z was not gonna do shit because
yeah.
it's Porygon Z, but at least we got the trick that saved us the game. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'd say that's doing something, right? You got the game-winning trick off with the Mon. But yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it was a
that's
cool game.
something. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Then there was the AJK game where he just
That's the Alcremie
uh,
game.
yeah, the Alchemy game that ended up winning the game.
Oh my God,
And
yes,
I found out from this game that Aromavale blocks he'll block too. I did not know that. So
yeah.
that was kind of cool.
I was testing with HJK a little bit last week, and he brought that team, and I was like, bro, are you really like, are you seriously bringing this in the RUPL? And he's like, yes, the Alcremie is goaded, it'll win. And I was like, okay, sure, bro, what you can think that, and then it did, and I
No
had the
way.
surprise
No
Pikachu
way.
face on my like, I was like, how did this
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, I mean the alchemy was not even the worst thing on our team. We had a fucking fifth limb and then Helidram Glassy Glide chest out. So
And Hippo like stayed in a lot of times, just whirlwind out, just phased him around.
yeah, I honestly thought we okay. I didn't think we were gonna like lose because Alchemy last month still had like still looked pretty good. But when I saw just put down and Kiklizer facing us out on every month, it was kind of getting depressing, and I for sure thought we were gonna lose. But in the end,
I think
the
Alcremie won
Alchemy,
like the moment Gapdos died.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, it was close.
the Gapdos going down was huge. I think too. Also, I don't remember
Also,
if yeah. Go ahead, Bluebird.
Hippowdon dying to sand will always be a very fun feeling.
Oh yeah, because of the Terra.
Yeah.
Did he burn Terra at any point? Like, did he Terra with the Alcremie, or was that like
No,
in
no.
his back pocket that he used
No,
it?
He
Okay,
terrafired the chestnut.
right.
yeah,
Because I think there was a Magnezone on the other team, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
yeah,
crazy. Like, you got an Alcremie win versus a Magnezone and like a Gyaptos. Which I don't know. Like, that was just like a really incredible game to me. I did not expect it to go the way it did.
well,
But props to
I
HK.
was,
Alchemy,
I just want to say, the last time I saw an Alcremie in an actual Pokemon game, in an actual tournament, was in SCL, where I think
the
was
Rock
it
Wrecker.
Excal? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was it Excal who brought it?
No,
It was just
it
like
was
the
Bruno.
rock
It
record.
was
Oh wait,
Grande, right?
somewhere.
It was Bruno. It was on my team.
Yeah, it was just so fun because I don't know if you're aware, Ming, but Alcremie gets metronome, and
Does
Yeah,
it?
wait, I have this
Does it
screenshot.
actually?
yeah, it just rolled Rockbreaker versus Charizard, and it just died.
Yeah, and
That was one of the moments of all time.
it was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
we still lost that game, which is kind of embarrassing.
yeah,
But
yeah,
at least we got the moment off, which is
yeah.
all
You
that
I
got
matters.
the
posted it in the VC thing. Ew, why did she join? Hey,
Oh, Ishtar is here, but she's not gonna talk. So
Yeah, Ishtar is with us in spirit. We might
in
actually be
spirit. Yeah.
picking up a fifth too if Ampha decides to hop in, but um, we'll see. We'll see. But hello, Ishtar. Um,
but yeah, other than the AJK game, we got rained on the Elum game, which is bad. But we lost that, so not much we can do about it.
Okay,
The
will
SS,
you? Yeah, I was gonna say, what's going on with your SS?
uh, I mean, we figured out like they were gonna say like, "The- this is the week we are not gonna stall, right? So we didn't think they would do over prep for it, but then they did, so we lost.
Quilly brought the power. Like that game was actually like very spot on for
Yeah,
Quilly.
he had choice specs, Dazzler, Golur,
Yeah, got it.
all the
Yeah, he
stuff
got.
would
Yeah,
break us.
that was like very. And actually, in Fogbound's credit, he almost like tried to bring it back, but the Golor cut boots when they tricked, so it just wasn't winnable at some point and point onwards. And yeah, well played to Quilly.
Yeah. As for my game goes, first of all, nice team from ODR. I tried to make Mega Rap to work all season, but I never like found a good way to make use of it. Um, he loaded it against me because I don't really use Noivern and Flygon that much. I used the Noivern and Flygon against him this time,
Yeah.
uh, but Kamerupt was still plenty annoying for me because I didn't have reliable ways to get rocks off against this team. So even
Can I ask?
Noivern, yeah, what's
Can
up?
I ask? I'm sorry. Is scarf melodic like a thing? It's like the first
No,
time I'm
it's
seeing it.
not. He was just trying to cook. That's it.
Okay.
But he did not cook with that.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about our game is that ODR used Garbodor, and I literally have a week one log of me saying like, I don't know why, but ODR always uses Garbodor against me, so I'm pretty sure he will use it again. And I mean, he did. I'm not even sure why. I don't think it's a good bring against me. He just uses it. I don't know why, but I mean, he does.
I mean, if
And
it works, yeah.
I mean, he died, and he didn't even get a spikes up, so I'm not sure if it worked. But I guess it did. Um, but yeah, other than that, it was a cool game. We both played well, I think. So not much more to say about that. ODR is having a great season, so
I mean, he's a great player, right?
yeah, cool that he's able to keep the season up. I don't have much else to say. Um, the Auras I didn't really watch honestly because even if it's my team, I would rather not watch Auras. But we lost, so there's
Certified
that.
hater.
Um, the black and white I actually did not watch, but I wanna watch it. I'll just skim through it while I talk about it. We brought Executor. I'm not sure why. I think they just thought it would be a fun Pokemon to bring. Um, Astro as a Astro. What do you say? I don't know French. Astro.
Oh, Astro.
The
Yeah,
BluBird.
yeah.
Okay, Astro. Okay. Yeah, he brought like an hyper offense with qualified lead, and then the Vinte. From the looks of it, we kind of owned. I'm not sure if it's the truth, but
Modest as always, yeah.
Ninja Dog is having a great season, so I'm really happy for that.
I mean, you can't
Kushalos,
expect less
yeah,
from Ninja
Kushalos,
Dog.
Kushalos got back to cooking, especially for Ninja Dog this season. And I mean, Kushalos in general is doing great. He's carrying the black and white slot. He's doing great on his own. So I'm really happy that we have him because we for sure will not be doing as well without him.
Yeah, I didn't know that Kush was building for your black white slot too. Um, Ninja Dog's been having a really great season. He's one of the black white guys that I think has been just doing like has really been a standout amongst like a pool where you do have like a couple quite strong players, I think. So yeah, good for Ninja Dog.
That's probably because you are a zoomer with no offense, but um, Kushalos teams
I just
have
call me
been
out. Just call me out. Sure, sure.
Kushalos teams have been pretty much what people just lauded for years with no regards to building or something.
In black white or
Because
like you just in
yeah,
general.
in black and white, in black and
Okay.
white, because they were pretty much just the best teams around, and people were way too lazy to build from black and white. It hasn't really been like until King Wynot, who you shouldn't know, and then Goldcat. Then they tried to actually build for the tier because Black and White actually has like a lot of viable Pokemon that you could use. So there's a lot of room for innovation. And with Goldcat and King Wynot trying to build in the tier, they kind of started evolving the meta. So Kushal's teams were like still good, but you wouldn't get away with just loading them like you would used to. So that's pretty cool to see that the oldest meta is still evolving to this day because of those people.
That's always great. People like because I see that a lot, not just the black and white specific, and not like honestly, not even an RU specific thing that people are writing off tiers as quote unquote solved, but there are still players who are like actively trying to push past, that status and end up actually pushing the tier forward.
Yeah, that's
It's
always.
always it's always great to see like building paying off. I'm
Yeah,
a
I
big
agree.
advocate for that. Yeah.
As for the best of three, we kinda got owned. Franklin outplayed pretty much every tool in the SM. I don't remember much of the SB. I think if I don't remember, if I remember correctly, the matchup was pretty much unwinnable. I just skim through it real quick. Um, yeah, not gonna lie, I don't know why we used the Porygon Z again. Well, we used Oregon Z and we lost, so we deserved it. Um, but yeah, we kind of
Blunder
got
is
on there.
Slitherwing looks interesting.
Yeah, there was a cool set. I think we are gonna see uh, Wing like get popular again. Um, because of how strong offense is still in SB, even with all the bans, and
Yeah, I think
Especially now that the Namorus is gone,
Yeah,
that's like uh, one less threat that HO can cover from different wings.
yeah, I think
Because
Slitherwing.
I'm not even sure what HO can even have now that resists uh, first impression. There's obviously
it's
I
called
mean,
Protect.
Revavroom.
BMQ.
Protect, yeah. There's obviously Revavroom, but Revavroom is more often than not a Pokemon you want to terastallize, right? Um,
I just use
because
like
like
BMQ or like Thundy or
yeah, Mimikyu,
Salamence.
Tandy, yeah, that's kind of it though.
Yeah, I mean HO has
Doesn't
its
really
pick
bad.
of
Does a lot
it.
anyway.
Well, there's always Psychic Terrain, right?
There is psychic
You
Well,
can go
termination.
that route.
That's
We
true.
brought that. The Fisters did a couple weeks ago, and that turned out great. I'm actually surprised more people haven't tried playing
I
around with that
agree.
because that is definitely. I mean,
Do you
psychic
I
think it
mean,
has
types.
to do? Do you think it has to do with Slowbro staying or with Leaves actually getting the boot from the tiers?
Well, with HO or like
With
psychic terrain
Psychic
specific.
Terrain. Yeah.
I mean, I don't honestly think that Slowbro is like a huge impediment to terrain like that because, I mean, you look at some of. I mean, just in the terrain that we brought. Our big cannon was kind of like Armor Rouge, and Armor Rouge can honestly, kind of set up on Slowbro. Like just use it to get up Calm Minds,
Yeah.
and then you
Unless
just
unless it's Stay Wave or something. Yeah.
yeah, and then you're just like sitting there and you can like blow them up. But um, just in general, I think amongst the RU community, I think everyone kind of acknowledges that psychic types are probably the strongest that they've been all gen right now. And that's specifically off the backs of like Slowbro and
yeah, I
like
mean,
Reuniclus and like Iron Leaves before it was banned,
Armor Rouge.
Armor
Armor Rouge.
Rouge. Like
I mean,
there is a
if we look like at the RUBL list, right? Like half of them are dark types, so it kind of figures that now psychic types are the best type.
yeah, yeah. But they are. I mean, they've just been dominating in no short part because
We
of
even we even
Slowbro, because of Armor Rouge. Um,
we even saw a couple of Necrozmas, right? Last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, even a
Necrozma
couple of
too.
Necrozmas. Necrozma's been coming
And a
up,
Gallade. And a Gallade too from Stress.
such as
Well,
life when we ban all the
Gallade
darks.
is a Gallade is a fake psychic. Honestly, it's more of a fighting type.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but yeah,
At
I
least
want
it's in
to.
something.
I do actually want to bring this back a little bit to the BO3 though, because that Sun Moon game really was like just a clinic from Franklin. Like, legitimately, there was one set of turns. It was like Mega Sceptile versus what was
Yeah, the
it?
Blastoise. He got every
Blastoise.
substitute right.
Yeah. So Mega Sceptile is trying to sub up on a blast on like a Mega Blastoise because you're predicting the switch out. And for 2 turns, he calls the sub right. On the last turn, he's like, well, I don't have to stack this anymore. So he goes in, I think it was Virizion, and then like that was just an entire like that sequence was mind blowing to me. I'm like, this dude is living in Men's Meat's head right now. Like I've never seen such like uh I guess just having a soul read on a dude for like 10 turns straight or something. Because it wasn't just that sequence. It was like that entire game was kind of just nutty.
I
But
mean, I don't. I think that it's not as much as like Men's fault as much as it's in like Franklin's credit.
yeah, absolutely
How
no.
well he played that game. Like,
It was
yeah,
Franklin being a fantastic pilot, you know.
he
But
kept the pressure up all game and just
yeah,
paid dividends.
you know, everyone has those games on both sides. You know,
Still waiting on mine.
you're like in the zone if you're Franklin or if you're Mensmeet, you feel like everything you do, it's like the other dude is like in your head. But you know, everyone has those games. Um, but yeah, I mean, this was a good set. This was a good series. Technicians, is this her first win? This surely not,
It
right?
is.
They won.
No way.
No, it is. They tied
It,
like the first 4 weeks, then like they lost
Yeah,
like
yeah. This is
five,
their
and
first.
now they
This
won.
is their first win. They pretty
okay,
much only tied.
Oh
the
damn.
Tenacious Technicians, and now they're even with a win and a loss apiece. So cool, good set.
Right.
Actually, if you think about it like that, it's basically the same as if they tied every single week again.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much.
That's crazy.
Tenacious.
That's crazy.
The tied league.
Okay. Any closing thoughts on Crunchcraft Supreme Overlords versus Tenacious Technicians?
I've said it all. If anyone wanna add something.
I think I'm good.
All right, cool. In that
Okay,
case,
but now, do we need to talk about the Hustlers? Can we just skip?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Hustlers Bombers. With this win, the Ranged Hustlers secured for sure their berth into the playoffs. They were in a really good spot even before this week, but this is just confirmation for them. They had a really strong week too. I think they opened up what like 4-0 or something,
Yeah,
5-0.
no matter how much you like or dislike Beraldo, he has like a very strong team, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the best team in the tour, at least for this
It's the team to beat.
stage.
I
The
think they're
team to
like
beat for real.
this curious team, even just like on paper.
I'm sorry, Gum. I
I
think
mean,
I missed that. What did you say?
yeah,
Oh,
we didn't hear
I
you.
think they're like the best team, like even just on paper.
On paper, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
they're also like super good in practice
Yeah,
too.
I think the biggest worry that I had like with this team is that the Gens support, especially for SM and Doras, but they've been doing great there, so I guess it isn't really a worry anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Um, Also, not to discount the Bombers. I mean, they put up like a pretty good fight. Ajna Baraldo, you know, for all the trolling that Baraldo has done, Ajna got the W. So at that point, I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie,
That was a
Beraldo
disservice.
literally loaded Sun 2 times against him.
he did.
Yeah,
It
he
also
just
almost
finally
it
won.
also almost won, like legitimately. The Sun almost did the dash in both games. Um, but
Yeah.
Ajna ultimately came out on top. However, at that point, I think their team had already lost or were up like 4-1. So
Well,
that does,
Yeah, I think they were
if
like
you see the
down
squad
zero
ability,
four.
yeah,
you immediately assume they lost or they want to lose. So
Yeah.
true, 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 true. Okay, but yeah, I'm
I
not gonna lie. I didn't get to catch a ton of these live, so I don't really
yeah
have
I did
a lot to
I
say about
didn't
this.
really watch I didn't really watch many of them either. I only really remember the Santu blunder game. Santu wrote the uh, TDK offense with Marius Rakonib that's in there. I didn't really like Blunder's team this week. It kind of like didn't didn't really do much in my eyes. Like you had Ben Pasimian, which is a really strong Pokemon, but then the rest of the team didn't really like support it. I think if you want Ben Pastimian, you kind of want like a momentum based team. Like you want stuff that brings Pastimian in, and you also want stuff that Pastimian can bring in. Like um, let's say they have slow bro as the Passimian check, right? You
Yeah.
want stuff that you can just click U-turn, you get something that can abuse slow bro, and then you can like U-turn it back again, right? And bring Passimian back in. I think that's the best kind of teams that Passimian fits on
Just
because
play to its strengths, right?
yeah,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Blander's
That game
team
was
was way too passive to abuse Ben Passimian well, is what I'm trying to say.
Was that Scarf,
yeah,
by the way, Pasimian?
No, Passimian was banned on this team.
yeah. That
I
it did
thought it
like
Was
38% to a Galisopod or something, right? I like remember that
nah,
from.
it like you turned out of a Mismagius at +2 from webs and did like 78 or something. No,
yeah.
73 with
Oh right,
U-turn.
it had webs up. Yeah,
If it was
Oh,
Scarf Passimian on this team against Webs, that would have been like really good. Especially because those webs are actually not the fast. The fastest one is Bismagius. Everything else Passimian cannot beat. So if it were Scarf, Santu would have very likely lost. But it was banned, so it ended up being a pretty good matchup for Santu.
yeah. Such is life.
if I recall, Necrozma won that game, right? Kalmine Necro.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Sub Necrozma, which is actually an edit because the actual set will be like uh, Lamberry Shockwave or something like that.
that's Heat for Mandibas.
Mandibas, Low Bros, Low King,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Sub does that as well, so it's fine.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a pretty cool game.
Cool.
Metallica
Other than
also.
that, no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Metallica in a sense brought the good mons, brought the good old physical offense. Like it was a very cool game in his end. He also brought a Gudra, which, if I recall, didn't get to hit the field. He played like very well. Big Ware
I
put in
mean,
work.
Udra honestly isn't a good Pokemon. Like we gotta stop using it.
We gotta stop using it. I mean, I partially agree. Okay, but at the same time, it's cool to bring something to spice up your scout, I guess. And I'm sure it has like a specific purpose for this kind of team.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's like a pretty okay sponge if you're like really scared of something.
I if I
Um,
if I were to use it, it would be like if I was scared of a like Raikou and all that, right?
yeah.
I guess it's an okay Vile Flow abuser depending on set, and he has
Oh yeah,
spikes and
I
all of
guess
that.
if you're actually no, you have a great point. I didn't think about that. If you're like Fizdef spam, you can block Sepsiper, you can block with Sepsiper, you can
Yeah,
block Delta.
exactly. I
So
think it's a very
actually, yeah,
smart
that's
call of that
interesting.
case.
Yeah, I didn't think
Literally,
about
I've
that.
I've said I've said like in an earlier recap that I am like a very big fan of Metallica's building approach because he always uses like those offbeat types of themes, but they always have like good thought process behind them, and it's his style. Like I like seeing when players actually have identities in a tier because of the builder, and
Yeah,
Metallica definitely has one in my
I'm
opinion.
happy that Metallica is doing well
And
because
he's
it's like
always a sleeper threat too.
yeah, he's been approaching rarely used for a bit now.
Yeah,
He never like had the chance to show off or anything, but I'm glad that he has the stage now, and he's doing well. So I'm happy for
yeah.
him.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Any closing comments on deranged Hustler's bulletproof bombers?
Oh yeah, I
Like
guess it's important
hustlers.
to say that Lime is 6-0, so that's cool.
Yeah,
This is his
Lime is
first
dodged.
WPS,
Dodged me
No, I
last
think
week.
another week.
But yeah.
Lime
and
is
he's been
zoning. Damn.
I think
yeah.
he's 5-0.
Oh, 5-0, yeah, he skipped a week, but I mean, he
Oh
probably
no,
will be
right.
fine.
You're right. He had to sub 2 weeks because he subbed last week versus me, and he subbed like I think week two because of real life stuff. But
Is
yeah,
it did
he's
Oh,
Did
four
Lime
zero
use the
even.
same thing?
Okay.
Is Lime like reusing, or is it like the same core like Foggy and the fucking new and just random threads spawned above it? Because I
uh
remember watching this core like Nasplat new and the Grass Terrain. I just don't remember the exact six.
Yeah, I
It's like
mean,
a reinspiration.
Lime has been known to play his like kind of trademark at this point, grassy terrain teams. But they do mix up the actual abusers sometimes. Like the one you can find him using on ladder has a chestnut, which I don't think we've seen in a couple of the RUPL teams that he's brought. But um, kind of the general basis of grassy terrain HO is kind of his thing, and it's turned out very well for him. He pilots it very well. Really good at like identifying his win cons, getting his win cons in, and kind of establishing them. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he solved the meta and he's doing well, so props to him.
Yeah.
yeah, he's solved the meta. Grassy terrain too strong, and we saw someone else use grassy terrain this week too. I'm right. I mean the HJK game with his like kind of modified
Yeah,
grassy
that's
spam too.
Yeah, the alchemy.
Still nothing. Uh, that like contests Lime's spot as like the grassy terrain king. He's that guy when it comes to that team.
Yeah, he has the title.
All right, cool. Any other comments? All right, cool.
No.
With that, we can kind of wrap up the recap portion of the video then. Just one more time, quick run through of all the standings. So payloaders chains tied 4-4. With this, chains were eliminated this week. Guardians, Fisters. Moving on. Crunchwrap, Supreme Overlords,
Go
and
Guardians.
Tenacious. Go Guard.
that was
Actually,
like
wait.
he said that so like nonchalant, right? Kind of like Guardian Sisters. Okay. Yeah.
The Guardians secured a playoff spot too, right? Or do y'all still have to worry about stuff this week?
No, we're in.
You're in. Okay, cool. So congrats to the Guardians.
Congrats, Gun.
Right, thank
Anyway,
you.
Crunchwrap Supreme Overlords, Technicians. I won't say they've saved their season yet because there still is a lot of game to play, but they've put themselves back in contention. Crunchwrap Supreme Overlords still in a very commanding spot, but at risk now of potentially not making the cut. We'll get to that very soon. Technicians win 5-3. Hustlers 5-3 over the Bombers. Hustlers confirmed their spot in playoffs, and then Bombers are still in the mix as well. But yeah, with that being said, we can kind of hop into the predict section. We're gonna do this a little differently. We're actually gonna like I guess bold these names as we kind of go through them. And yeah, here is I don't know the same thing but with the little mascot dudes. Yay. Okay.
Um,
So it's funny
again,
actually, kind
people.
of how this turned out. So the Toxic Chains versus Iron Fisters, if you were paying attention, are the only two teams not in playoff contentions. So them being matched up for the last week is kind of funny. Playing for the culture
I'll,
and for nothing
I'll be
else.
honest. I'll be honest. I'm glad that this is the case because it would be kind of lame if like a team still in playoff contentions and like
Yeah,
to face more an interested team. Honestly, like
yeah.
I don't want to say
And just like
free
just call
wins.
them shit, like free
I don't
points.
wanna
Like that's
I
what
don't
shit
Uh,
wanna say
stands.
they're okay. Shut up. I don't wanna say they're free
Um,
wins, but when they are like uninterested in the tour, right? Because they're out already, it's
I
more than
mean,
likely that they'll lose. So
yeah. I
It's
mean,
a
I'll
double-edged sword. Like
I'll, I'll say
I
this. I'll
can
say this for sure.
yeah.
With this being the case, with the other six teams all either locked or in playoff contentions, they are looking to bring out their A game this week. Versus these two teams, which if there's nothing to play for, it really does kind of do a lot to morale in terms of like finding motivation to get up and put out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 quality games in the week. So I understand where you're coming from in that aspect. It's not saying either of these teams are necessarily bad per se, but the motivation does play a big factor. So I do get where you're coming from with that. But yeah,
How are you
with that being
feeling
said,
going into the game versus Finn, Ming?
Feed is one of my like better friends in the tier. I'm on his
Yeah, that's why
RUGL
I'm
team.
asking.
Go Canadiansies. So
I know,
I do
I know. I'm
appreciate
there. I'm there.
the opportunity to play him. Our new tier leader, newly applied tier leader debuff on him. So if I can't win with that on my side, really washed. Just don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. Um, but yeah, it'll be a good game. I'm hoping I will be taking this seriously. I hope he takes this seriously too. I hope it'll just be a good set. Um, yeah, really me versus Ampha. Ampha, you're here now, right? I don't know.
Yeah, easy, easy.
He's here. Okay, cool. So
But he
I mean,
hasn't said a word, I think.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
fine.
just checking.
Well, Ampha's here too. All of y'all, for those who remember, Mr. Amoga Sound himself has joined us. Thankfully, with no Amoga Sound this week, though.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Wait, actually, this is my bad. We should be bolding these people. So Fiend versus me. What do y'all think? I'm biased, obviously, on this part.
I want you to win, but if I have to be honest, Finn is winning.
Right. Though,
uh,
honestly, I'm going to build Ring just for fun. I feel like
Right?
Fane is going to
I
lose.
think I think like I'm close to both of you. I like to believe that at least. Both you and Finn was like a good friends. So I just wanna say that I won't like predict per se, but I just wanna say that the sport will win depending on how you approach this game because it
Okay,
can be like
fine.
very fire.
I'll be I'll be the evil person and say that Finn will win so we can vote someone. Okay? I hope you guys are happy.
Also, Finn needs to be humbled down since he got like the tier leader status. So I support Ming, but I don't think that it's that easy. You know, good luck,
Okay,
nothing more.
I appreciate the gum support at least. um,
Right, you're welcome.
I'm
I'm like
I
a real
hope you
one.
win too. I want
it's
you to
okay.
win.
It's okay.
Let us win.
I,
Let us
I
win.
I
We
understand.
will
I
be happy.
understand, y'all. I understand. O 03 on the sheet. It's fine. That does mean something. That does mean something. Oh, also, actually, before I forget, can y'all see this?
Yeah, we can.
Suki
What?
says hello.
44
Muted,
minutes ago.
muted in chat 44 minutes ago, but hello nonetheless. Anyway, rarely me
Right.
versus Alpha. um,
I'm so
Okay,
Amva,
so very important
yeah.
question is Rarely Me played every game drunk? Because I'm pretty sure that's the case.
rarely me played every what?
Like, did he play every game drunk? Because I'm pretty sure
Oh.
when he started the game last time, he did.
I mean, that means that Alpha should like step up his game, right? Just
Yeah,
go drunk in
we
front of
should
chat.
have like a drunk competition.
Yeah,
That would be
we have to
funny.
like take a shot every time Beraldo comments something stupid in the chat.
God,
So
well, we're not trying to kill them. We're not trying to kill them here, BluBird. Come on.
they are not waking up tomorrow.
Yeah. Jeez. Gum, what do you think?
I think Ampho wins.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Alpha wins too.
I want to
I think
support
Alright.
my guy. I'm sorry, Alpha, but I will support my guy. Really, me. We
I
got
just
along
like
way
only
back.
play once against
I'm
Lily.
not sure
Like
how
even like
much
inspire above
Rarely Me. Okay,
confidence.
sorry. Okay, sorry, you can talk them.
The only time I've watched Rarely Me play was against Lily. And like it didn't like inspire anything in me.
Yeah, I think Rarely Me just doesn't care. That's why I think I'm more confident holding Alpha. Because I'm pretty sure he cares. He probably wants to win, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Alright,
I'm pretty, and I
cool.
mean, yes, free badges under his name on Pokemon Showdown, so he has to be godded.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it works, right?
Yeah, more badges, more coded. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Stories Ty Carter. Stories last week, fortunately, did get subbed out. But, they are a very capable player. Someone I'm actually a little surprised we didn't see a little bit more of during the season. But, yeah, what do y'all think?
Uh, I think it's a pretty split matchup, right? I know Ty Carter can bring like very strong games because I've seen him play in other tiers too, and I think I'll bold Ty personally.
Okay.
I think if I were to vote, like, uh, basing on the player, I would probably vote Doris. But I think with batting motivation like on the table too. I think I will go character as well.
Okay, come.
Gum.
I honestly I don't know anything about these two. I can
Cool.
argue.
We'll just go.
Okay,
We'll
counter
just
it
like
is.
we'll just
Got
slide.
him.
Counter it
We'll just
is.
slide. Mace Dunox. This is
Oh
one of
my
this.
god.
I'm excited for this one because like yes, both of them are out. Um,
I
but
just want to say that without any disrespect in mind, right? No shade, no anything. But this shouldn't have been a game between two teams that are like out of contention. Like this SS matchup, if they both care enough, it can be like the best SS game of the season, in my opinion. Like I really trust these two to just bring the fire.
yeah, I mean, I certainly think even if the standings don't matter, just the person you're matched up against. In this case, Mace versus Dunas, I think that does matter when it comes to you getting up for the game and really caring about it. So, I can't confirm this. I don't know if they'll be going hard in the paint, but I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that this will be a competitive game.
I just I'm like very adamant on like 50-50 between predictions here, but I want to bold Mace mainly because he's on a roll and he turned around his season. I think he'll continue to do that. But Danox also has like a very strong scissor with a bit of an unfortunate ending last week. I'll just bold like 51-49 Mace, mainly due to
Okay.
momentum. Mainly
Yeah,
due
I
to
I
don't
think
think
momentum.
Dunox
I think I
cares
wanna
like at all.
say yeah. I think I wanna say Mace too because while Mace is like getting back on track, right, winning the last 2 weeks, Donox is kind of been the contrary. He lost. He like won the first 3 weeks, and now he has lost like 3 games in a row.
He's just
So
like me for real.
yeah, I think Mace is like uh not favored really. I think both are on the same like
Just
level.
rides better momentum currently.
Yeah,
Okay. Um,
But it really depends on how much Danox
I
and
think
Mace
I
are
would vote
invested.
Mace
go
because
Mace.
I don't
I
think
think
Dunox cares at all. But I don't know. And Mace actually likes this year and
yeah,
actively
I'm pretty sure
builds.
Mace cares. That's for sure. I don't really
I
know
Yeah.
just
about
say,
him
I
though.
just say, I just want to say that I'm hoping to see some fireworks, like some cool ass teams and not, you know,
Yeah, same.
Eldegoss with Palo Sand and whatnot.
Listen, the Elder
But I think,
stall, it would have worked. It was one turn.
I mean,
One turn that
no,
went wrong.
no, I believe in Danox because I know that he can pilot like those teams very efficiently. But there are times that you don't bring those, and there are times you can and should bring those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just as an offensive like fiend, I'd say in the tier. I want to see offense versus offense, to see heads rolling and all of that. You know,
Yeah.
a man
Cool.
can hope. That's
Cool.
that's
All
him.
right. Crossbow, Clementine.
I'll talk, I guess, since this is the same. Um, so Clementine last team brought last week brought a pretty cool camera team. They also had like profile videos and stuff. I'm pretty sure Cyanide is probably still gonna care to build something cool because uh, she obviously enjoys building in SM a lot. And Crossbow is probably gonna care too because again he's another like uh, SM mainer that really enjoys the tier, pretty much synapse just to play the tier. So I think this game is still gonna be pretty cool because the builders behind the game still care. Um, when talking about the players, I'd say Crossbow still cares more about getting the win, and I would also say is kind of the yeah he's the better player at least in this tier, right? So I would probably favor Crossbow, but it's not like a super um, advantage that I'm giving him. I think it will still be a pretty close game, but I'm predicting Crossbow.
Yeah, but vote him too, just because I think he's like better, and I think like they both care about this era. I think it just come down to like the better player.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I feel Larry. I'm not gonna lie. Don't know
Uh,
anything about Larry really in terms of like player
I don't
wise.
think I don't think Larry's even gonna play. Honestly, he's probably gonna ask to that game,
I
so we can just build A for safety.
it would be funny to bold Larry though.
It will.
Nice,
No,
nice,
why the
nice,
crying face?
nicely done, nicely
Ifo is
done.
good. Ifo is a good player.
It's funny. It's funny. It's good.
Ifo is a good player. Devin Phoenix. Phoenix, we haven't
I,
seen him for a couple weeks, but he came back and yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm very, very much in favor of Devin winning this. I stand by my take that I said like early on in the season that Devin is like a very good in-game player, and I think it will show in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, Devin kind of like pulled the season I would expect from him. Like he will do decent. The teams he would use were like very old teams. Like I was talking about earlier, they were just like old Kushalos teams, right? But on the like playing side, he's been playing pretty well, even for
Yeah,
like a newcomer to the tier.
yeah,
So
and people weren't expecting him to be like quote unquote comfortable with Black White. Are you? That's actually
Pokemon is
making some
Pokemon, as they
noise.
say.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I favor Devin too.
All right.
Okay,
Gum.
before we go in with,
Any insight?
oh, sorry.
Honestly, I don't know anything. I think like Devin
Okay.
is just like the better player, so
All right.
There you
Devin it
go.
is.
why not?
Siri Finico.
Take
I'm
turns,
not gonna
guys.
lie. I like kind of expect this to dead game too. Mostly
I
because
wanna.
scheduling with Ziri is like a
Yeah.
legendary hard task, and Ryan has
Okay, before, yeah,
somewhat
I was
checked
gonna
out.
ask. You have to like, I have to be constantly reminded of who Finico there is because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Ryan. It's Ryan.
that's Sensei Axu, aka
Yes.
Ryan.
Okay. Okay.
This
So
game is not happening.
I'm just
So
gonna
like build
I'm
Devin.
gonna put I would be stunned to see this played.
Okay, do we wanna build Ryan nice
I
and
mean, Ryan's
If
build
the
goaded.
him
game
Like
in a
he
keeps
moment
is.
of
going,
winning?
like yeah, if the game happened, I would build Ryan, but like the game is just not happening.
Yeah, if it happens, Ryan wins. If it doesn't happen, that's
F.
what we
I
expect.
forgot the F.
Why
No,
is the
I forgot the F. There we go. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, only 6-2. Not
Hey, pretty
bad.
close.
Hey, that's a step
Pretty
up from
close.
last week.
I think it's
Listen,
like
stop
there's like a lot
it.
of good games.
Okay, now we have some. Are we cool? We good? Toxic Chains Fisters.
Are we good? I don't know. Are we all good? Like,
I'm pretty good.
Okay, cool. Goodbye.
no.
Anyway.
No, why did you delete it?
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, where's your class, Ming? Come on.
Okay, so now we're into some interesting territory. And I actually well we can bounce back and forth too because one of our lovely co-commentators, Gum, actually put together a. I didn't even realize Master Chief put this here. But yeah,
Yeah,
we
it was answering to the weekly question that Cableya puts down on the
right.
RP.
So Gum, our lovely co-commentator, has put together a
I
kind of comprehensive list of what each team needs to happen in order to make the playoff pictures. So
I
the
wanna, I
Chains,
wanna.
Fisters, as you can see in 7-8, are out. And then Hustlers and Guardians are in no matter what. Plus
the
14
Guardians.
differential. God damn. Bro, I didn't realize they were plus 14. What?
I
Yeah.
hate
Papagayo,
them.
Papagayo
How did we
Gaming.
let that happen, bro?
I
They
mean,
could literally lose every game this week and actually no. If Guardians won every game, then they would have better differential. But they could almost lose every game this week and still end with better differential than all the other teams. That is crazy. Um anyway,
I mean, they
so
didn't lose. They didn't lose a week, and they like had a pretty massive win against. Let me check again.
I
Yeah,
Because the
believe
game.
I believe Payloaders won versus Hustlers week 1, right? Yeah,
Oh
week
yeah,
yeah.
one
yeah.
was
Week 1,
Hustlers.
week 1 was actually wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did win because week 1
I
we had three
remember because
ties and one win, and I think that was the payloaders.
yeah, we were
Yeah,
emphatically spamming the Payloaders emoji in our YouTube chat. So
Yeah,
right, right.
I remember now.
Okay.
yeah.
But anyway, back to the topic on hand. We have Guardians bulletproof bombers. So, quick look at what the bombers need to happen. Gum, actually, if you want to break this down, since you made the post, right? So,
And I mean, basically, they just need to win and front shops to lose.
in the crunch traps to
So it
lose,
kind of just
actually,
yeah,
it's not even just the crunch
Oh,
traps to lose, right? They need the crunch traps to get blown out, basically.
yeah,
Like,
basically.
so as you can see, like one
Like,
seven or 1-6, which is a, a stretch. I don't think anyone here is really expecting the Crunch Wraps, who are, by the way, coming into last week, the second seeded, like, you know, team in the tournament to get blown out right before the home stretch. But
I mean, I've
like they're
seen like
playing the
stranger
Hustlers.
things.
I feel like if there's any team that can like actually like beat the crunch up still, it's the Hustlers. I also don't think the Hustlers are going to care like at all. They're just
nah,
going
nah,
to
nah. Okay,
troll.
here's where I'm correcting you. Beraldo will want to be fucking annoying and kick out Mens and Expulso
No,
for
he
sure.
won't, because he doesn't want Bombers to make playoffs.
Are you sure? I think he wants
Yeah,
to
he
a
literally
lot.
told me that.
Oh,
I
okay,
was
never
like,
mind.
if they make playoffs, they're going to win, and he doesn't want that to happen.
I see. Fair enough.
I mean,
okay, well, I mean, that certainly puts a new spin on things because, again, if they're playing the Hustlers
I
who
mean, I
have,
mean, I mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry. If Bombers win with like an emphatic 7-1 or 8-0, right? They can just be okay with Cransworth just lose, right? So it's partly in Bomber's hands as well.
yeah, I mean, that's true.
Make the
Um,
most out of what you're given.
I
Yeah.
mean, that is also a question too, because I don't think you really, in a tournament as competitive as this, I don't really think we can expect blowouts like that unless you are versus a team who really doesn't have a lot to gain
Huh.
or lose. So I feel like
I
that does kind of
wonder.
fall on the Guardians, right? So like, how?
I wonder what team is that.
Listen, listen. I can mute you still. I can just turn. I could turn your volume off. I can do that. Um, but I mean, that is on the Guardians. So it seems like for the Bulletproof Bombers, it does kind of rely on how much the Guardians are willing to invest in the week, as well as how much the Hustlers are going to invest in the week, versus you know Guardians versus Bombers and Hustlers versus Crunchwrap. So, I mean, we can kind of jump into predicts, and then by the end we'll see kind of
Yeah.
how it pans out, and then we can go look back at how realistic is it that Bombers make the cut. Um, I know today actually Fellyburn in RU Cord was a little surprised actually. I think that his team had a legitimate shot still to make playoffs. So according to them or Fellyburn,
I mean, it's not
they
looking
they
too
will be
good,
tryharding. They will be tryharding.
but yeah,
But okay.
I think they kind of just have to hope things go their way.
I mean, it's like pretty silly to not try hard, right? If you're still mathematically able to make playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, they will
It's
be
all
going
good.
hard in the paint. I expect full stops. And yeah, I mean, let's just hop into it, right? So the Scarlet Violet,
Yeah.
Ariana Grande versus Temp, Lily, Ima, Umbry, Scarf. How do we think the Scarlet Violet matchups are going to work out?
I'd say that it's hard not to bold Ariana Grande. Like Temp is a pretty good player, but I think that Yana is just really good. Like it feels like he hit home in RU. I'm a really big fan of his like teams and his play. So I'd
Yeah,
say bold Yana here.
yeah. I mean, as someone
um,
who played against him last week, I think he's good. He's okay. Um, very well. I don't know. I don't know if he's very motivated to stomp out like end the Bulletproof Bomber season, but I mean, that's on the table. Your team could be the bad guys this week, so I feel like that's definitely some motivation for them to bring out the A
Right.
game. I feel like there's a reasonable chance. Temp has been like Temp though. He's good. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Hard
yeah,
call for me.
I don't wanna say. Okay, I'll say that probably will bold French too for Ariana Grande well. But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like that um, apart from them because Temp has been playing like a really strong full. He played Thresh, Pushalos, Etern, and Diago Nunes, who are all like great players,
Yeah, pretty
and
tough
they
pull.
still yeah, and they still like 2-2. So he's been able to like pull off his weight, right?
Absolutely.
And he still made like a really great result in Siasonal, I think was the tournament.
It
So
could be. It could be like me bolding Yana is like it could be like more of a bias, I guess, because I just admire the guy, but could be either way, I guess.
yeah, for me it's pretty much either way. I would still vote Franchos, but I don't think it's very close in my opinion.
Okay. Do you like how do you think? I mean, you're on the
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
I
I'm
should
biased.
probably
I
just
think
leave you out
Gam is
of the
biased.
mix.
Gam is
Yeah.
biased.
Um.
go Guardians. That's like all I say.
Yeah,
Go Guardians.
I'd probably bold temp. I think. I think I'd want to bold temp. And that's no shade on Ariana Grande, but I think temp being in the pool that he is, plus just kind of his success within Scarlet Violet before RUPL, in seasonal and stuff. I think that does still hold weight for me. It's a very different tier, obviously now than it was back then, but I still think he's been putting up like a pretty decent showing. This week more than most, he will probably have a lot of motivation, and I can't really fault Feli and Ajna in terms of building. So I really
Yeah, because like
I
to
was-
be fair, like friend Josh beats Trash and Tom lost to like Trash, you know?
That's true. That's so
that
true.
is true, but that was also wasn't that Ariana Grande's first win of the season?
No, he's 4-2 right now.
Yeah, he's doing great.
yeah.
Hmm.
It was
I said
his third win. It was week 5.
he feels like at home
Was
in the
that week
league.
5? Yeah. No, he was even coming into that week, right? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Um. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think I honestly do think the motivation and building, like I probably would go temp. Stresh was undefeated. He did beat Stresh, but eh, even that win was like actually I don't remember that game very well.
You
Eh.
can bold. You can bold versus if you want to. If you're that split on the
If
decision.
you're not if
See,
you're not
that's
that split,
lame. That's lame. You got to make the call. Like being like, oh, it's 50-50. I can't make the call.
Me,
Why are we
you,
doing
you
this
wanna
then? Why would we do
you
this
gotta
if we
you
make
were
a
wanna
just
call.
gonna say
You
that?
gotta make a call.
Yeah,
We all
I'll go
said
with
you
temp.
would
I'll go
want
with temp. So wait, one more time. So you said BluBird. You said Haryana. Uh, Denial. Did you
I
say
said
temp or
Ariana.
Haryana? You said
I said
Haryana.
Ariana.
Okay, we'll go with Haryana then.
Okay, okay.
No. Okay, cool. Lily versus Ima.
This is
I
gonna be a
don't.
cracker matchup.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, these are
Both
all
are
kind of
like
like up in the air for me, but except Umbre's
I
Scarf.
think
For Umbre's Scarf, I think Umbre is actually just I don't know.
yeah,
I think you just
you
give it
can
to
just
Umbre.
ball Dumpy now, honestly.
Yeah,
no
I
disrespect to
I
Scarf,
have I
but
have nothing to
whenever
say
Can
about
you
Umbre.
not like
but
curse her?
when like no disrespect to Scarf, but whenever I'm seeing Umbre play, I get hypnotized. It's unreal. Last week, Clinic, right? Versus Rain.
Uh-huh.
I just
Yeah.
can't I
And
just can't ever.
the Finn game as well.
Yeah,
Against
just
the Enamorus, that was so fun.
Oh yeah, who earthquakes in Enamorus with freaking Crocodile, bro? That was crazy, and they needed that
Yeah.
too. If that turn
yeah.
turns out bad, they lose the
I
game
think
like
I
very
think
easily from
Finn predicted a gang sup, right? Or,
there. He predicted a
Yeah,
gunk
yeah.
shot, but like Umbry
yeah,
just had like I mean they just had the right read, and it was a very risky read in a high like
yeah,
intensity situation. Really great play from them. I don't have anything to say besides they've been like just strong.
yeah.
No shade on Scarf.
Yeah.
Scarf has put together a pretty good season like
Scarf,
in his own right,
yeah,
but I mean
Scarf has been doing great. So if there's someone that could beat
But
Umbri, maybe it could be
yeah.
Scarf. I don't really see it coming though.
Yeah, I mean, undefeated is undefeated, right? So you got to put the respect there. The play has it passes the eye
Gam,
test for me. Um,
Gam,
just checks the
can I
Um,
ask,
boxes.
is Umbri building uh
yeah, she
quality?
is.
Damn, okay.
I think you can like bold Scarf because like I think 7-0 is like super ugly and try hard, and like 6-1 is like
Okay,
it's
listen,
better,
listen,
you know.
listen. We're not doing this to inflate
7-0.
anybody's egos, but like,
7-0 is so unaesthetic.
No, I just feel like
Bro.
our playoffs vibes, you know.
7-0 is more of an Iron Fisters thing rather than
It's just like ugly.
you
And
get
it's
one
like
more. You
try
get one
hard
more,
loser,
BluBird.
like go outside.
I'm sorry, it was too easy. It was right there. I had to grab it.
Also, if Umbri throws away this game, like, and I mean this like intentionally gives the game away, that would be so
Yeah, he's
like
not.
just so
He's not
sad.
gonna do that. He's not
She's
gonna
not
do that.
going
No, I
to
mean
do
she
that
really wants the
because
7-0.
yeah, it's an undefeated season. Those don't come around like that often, and Umbri is on track for it. So I like Scarf. Good, like salute to you, brother. You're up for an uphill battle. this will be this is big.
Honestly, honestly, if I were to say something in favor of Scarf is that all the pressure is probably on Umbri there. If we're going off like personal records and whatnot, I'd say that being the underdog in these situations is more like quote unquote easygoing rather than someone trying to maintain the undefeated season.
Sure.
I
I
don't.
mean,
I don't know if Ambry would like feel that much pressure actually from this.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but that's my point of view. If I were in the Scarf
No,
situation,
no,
I'd be
it's
like,
definitely definitely fair.
I'd bring my A game, put on a good game and a good team, and just go from there, right?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
also keep in mind the like pressure is definitely still on the Bombers because if they are not pulling out a dominant win, they have to hope on like blowout losses from like
Yeah.
the other teams basically to make it to playoffs. So the pressure is definitely still on, but I do see what you mean by like this matchup specifically. Umbry
Yeah,
is gonna be gunning for it more so than Scarf probably. Um,
because I've
but yeah,
been I've
I'm
been
still
in that exact same position the Scarf is in back in SPL,
sure.
and I just know exactly how it works out as the quote unquote underdog. So
Yeah. Okay,
take it as
but
you will.
got to backtrack to Lily Ima. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this matchup. I'm gonna be honest. Ima's been good. I think
It's
he
a tough
has.
one. It's a
Does he
tough
have a
one for.
positive record across Sun Moon and Scarlet Violet? I do not remember.
So Lily,
what did you
I
ask?
know that
Sorry, I wasn't here.
What?
What did you ask? I wasn't here. Hold on, sorry.
So Ima's overall record is he positive this season?
No, he's free free.
Okay. What about Lily? How has Lily done?
Lily is free free.
Hmm.
No, but she
Lily's
hasn't
only
played SV
SV
yet.
game, yeah, was versus RarelyMe, and RarelyMe was drunk,
Yeah.
and also what was the turn? I Yeah, he leaf bladed the Noivern instead of Terror Blasting. I remember watching this with I think with you, Ming, right?
Yeah, we were probably in call. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the game super clearly, but that sounds somewhat familiar.
Lily brought a Florges though, so I don't know if that's something to
It was a
to
pony
applaud.
team. I think makes sense.
Okay.
You know.
The team is good, honestly.
Hmm.
By the way, this isn't me throwing shade. This is me trying to understand the situation at hand, right?
Right.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I think I'd favor Ima honestly.
I personally favor Lily because depends on how much he cares, right?
Yeah, I think I'd go with Ima if I'm being honest. Like, I really do still trust the Feli Ajna building core. Um, I don't know the in terms of the players. I think they're in maybe like a similar spot. in terms of like the type of season they've been having. Lily may be somewhat easier than the pool Ima has played, especially in Scarlet Violet recently. And I think just having maybe a somewhat stronger set of players that Ima has gone up against, I want to bold him, if that makes sense. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Does make sense. Good.
yeah,
I think we're done with SB,
I'll leave that
right?
there. Attribute Meru, how are we feeling?
Uh, uh, it's hard not to bold attribute, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
But
think it's,
just
I think
realistically,
personally, for me, it's just attribute. He's had
realistically,
a just really strong season.
just it's funny
No
how
shade on, no
even
shade on Meru. Again, no shade to anybody, but like, I mean, just look at
it's
who attribute has played and how he's done. Like it, really good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Also, both of them like owned me. The same applies to Danox and Mace in the last series, so it's not fair for me to say anything against either one. But I'd just say that overall in this tier, I'd favor attribute like 9 times out of 10.
No denial.
I think it's
Anything on attribute
close.
Mary?
I think it's closer than what BluBird makes it out to be, but I'd probably favor attribute too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Gondra Blunder. I'm not. What do you think the odds are Blunder plays? Because he has played last 2 weeks, but he also didn't
He
play
probably
for
would play. Yeah.
like.
He probably would play. He probably would play.
Okay.
Uh, I mm, I think I'm gonna favor uh Gondra probably. I honestly haven't really liked what um the Bombers have brought to SM this season. I think um the Guardians were kind of struggling too with the teams they were bringing initially in SM, but I kind of liked what they have been bringing later in the seasons more. I think they'll have a better team than what Bombers will bring, and I yeah I I think I probably favor Gondra. Yeah,
Gondra. Yeah. I mean, I think Gondra has been like the dedicated Sun Moon slot for the Guardians, right, Gum? I don't think
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
been
he's
a.
4-2 now.
I don't think
4-2
he's had
now.
a sub either, has he?
Nah,
Four
No.
two, 4-2 6 week. Yeah. So I personally that does matter a lot to me because Blunder he did start out in the Scarlet Violet slot. Played one game there, had a few weeks of kind of being subbed in and out, or just like out of the lineup. And then came back, I think, with the Sun Moon slot and has been playing there. Um, but I think just Gondra being a little more, just being, with Sun Moon for longer this tournament,
Yeah.
and
Also,
having that positive record versus, a strong Sun Moon pool. I think I would give it to Gondra too. Um,
okay.
BluBird, you want to?
If I have to give if I have to give Blunder points, Gondra actually has mostly played like the subs. He has played like BT Boy, Take You, Carter, and Clementine instead of the actual like dedicated and Sam sub. In
Yeah,
fact, he lost to me and Santu. So you could say he like struggles against the better players maybe, but I wouldn't really keep that against him.
yeah. I mean, it's not your fault who gets subbed in, right? You can only play against who you play against, and
yeah.
I think I'm just giving it to Gondra. Yeah, BluBird, if you
Yeah.
have anything to say about that, but
No objections, no objections. But it's just weird to potentially go
okay,
with
listen,
like
listen. Don't worry about how the standings look at the end. We're just trying to be objective about these things, which is why I'm
no,
also
no,
just
no.
holding
I'm just gonna
Feliburn
say.
here. Like, I'm just gonna start off with this.
I just wanted to say that it's hard to say that Blander will finish potentially finish the tour winless, right?
He won.
I mean, he did win.
Oh, did
But,
he?
but yeah,
Did he win week one?
Yeah, Blunder's won.
yeah. No, not week one.
Oh, never mind.
The week
Never mind
before.
then.
The week
Never
before
mind
he won.
then. Never mind
Yeah,
then. I'm sorry.
Blunder has two W. No, wait,
Only one, only one.
just the one. That was the Swallow game. Right. The Swallow game was crazy though. I have never seen Swallow look that good ever. Even in like current gen Sun, when Sun Moon was current gen, I don't think I've ever seen Swallow put in as much work as that game. Swallow's cool.
It's an
Swallow's
niche,
cool.
it's a niche mon, but it can work. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Oras, no disrespect to mashing, but that is also Fellyburn, and this is Oras. So I'm
I was gonna say that Massing is probably getting treated like a bad hand here because it's one of the like it's the same case
Oh,
with attribute versus Meru, right? It's hard
Yeah.
not to bold Velburn in these types of matchups because I know Massing's like a very pretty try hard person, as he's a friend, like a good friend. But it's just it's Velburn, right? That's the
yes,
to rule the
yes,
rule.
And Pelibird is not the kind of player that gets cheesed by Scrafty because he counter team that fucker. So.
Yeah,
cool. All right, Piyush Lax. Um, what's Lax's record on the season? It's like really good, right? It's like 5-1,
For,
4-2, something like that.
yeah, for two, for two.
4-2. I
Yeah.
I mean he's
I
proven
don't
that
know.
he's one of the strongest players in general to like when it comes to star power, like. And we said that about the Bombers at first, I think at the beginning, right? That their lineup is just stacked up with generally good players that are good at this game,
yeah.
regardless of where.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be cool with just going with Lax. I mean, he's had a great season. No, again, no shit on Piyush, but Lax has just had a great season.
Like, yeah.
Um,
Piyush, Piyush hasn't really like done anything crazy, honestly. He's having a decent tour. That's about it for me. Lux has
yeah,
been showing way more like prowess, obviously because
yeah.
it's Lux.
So I'm cool with that. And then lastly we have Pani Ajna. You know,
Okay,
I
this
don't.
one I'm honestly fine leaving 50-50 because like you can't
It's
really say
really,
who you're gonna win.
it's when you get like a 50-50 prediction, it's literally this matchup, right?
Okay,
And
but
the
see,
players
that's
are actually
lame. That's
fantastic.
so lame because at this point
Oh my
it's a
god.
4-3. It's a 4-3 matchup. Like this is
The decider, right?
important. Yeah. So I think
I
Okay,
mean,
we.
here's
I wanna say, if Pony decides to load Artovis, Dito Zatu in a set, then yeah, I'll gladly give it to Asma, right?
Really won't
that's true.
care.
That's true.
Like, I don't even think like Pony's gonna try to schedule. So I
You
guess I'm
don't
cool with
think?
Ajna, honestly.
You don't think
I mean,
Bunny's gonna try to?
no, like, I know he's not going to. Like, unless Ajna reaches out first, he's not going to reach out.
I mean, Arjuna still has to there, so I figured they're gonna schedule.
Because like,
No, just like, I don't think Pony's going to try.
Okay.
Okay, in
yeah,
that
I mean,
case,
because like, yes,
if Bunny is,
okay.
if that's
I'm
Okay, but
giving my
here's the thing,
insight,
right?
like,
Here's the
insight
thing,
right.
right? Here's the thing, right? Even if Fanny doesn't try, does it really matter? It's still funny. So like,
I mean,
Right.
you're
I mean, that's
putting up
true.
personally the way I view it is like Pony is probably the strongest player in the tour, like name wise, and Nazna is the strongest RU player.
oh
That's
my god,
literally agreed
it's the
on, right?
Gojo meme. It's the JJK meme, bro. It's the strongest. It's you know what I'm saying? It's like the strongest sorcerer of today
Yeah, I get
versus all time. That
it.
it that's what this is. Um,
Yeah,
if we want to call Pani that and Ajna that, but I think
that's my personal view on the like the personal understanding of the situation,
yeah.
which is why I said it's like as split as it gets. But if you want to like bold Asna, I'm fine with it. If you want to bold
Yeah,
Pony,
okay.
I'm fine with it.
If if Fanny
I
is
feel
not
like
gonna
tie is
schedule a
boring.
match, I mean, okay. Here's the thing. Even if they tie, the Bombers will still not make in. So who cares, honestly?
Okay, you know what? We'll just
I'm gonna guess. Go Pony.
culture. I'm putting. Do we want to just go Pani then? If it doesn't matter, I don't
Yeah,
know. I feel like
I don't care.
spice up the prediction, right?
Okay, what are what are we doing then?
It's in your hands, Ming.
Okay,
Right.
Ming, you
mm,
just
You
decide.
get
You decide.
you
You
get
decide.
decide.
I you're putting a lot of pressure on me. Okay, here's the thing. Ajna has only been in best of three for like 3 weeks, right? In those 3 weeks, he's played. Well, this is his third week, if I'm not mistaken, right? Can someone like?
It is.
Okay,
Uh, no, he
He
only
played
played
Franklin and
Franklin
then
and Baraldo.
Geraldo.
Yeah.
yes. So he played Franklin for his debut, I think, for the best of three slot, which was tough, and he Franklin is Franklin, so I don't really hold that loss against him. He played Geraldo last week. almost lost to memes in 2 games. If I'm being like, he won obviously and won in a 2-0 fashion, but either of those games could have flipped had a couple things gone differently. I
I
I
think
mean, but
Arsenal
here's the
just
thing:
played
they
better.
didn't. Here's the thing: they didn't. That's the point, right? They didn't go different.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna bold Ajna. I think I'm gonna bold Ajna.
that's fine. That's
Um,
fine.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
no
okay.
huge shade on Punny, but when you say that Punny isn't gonna like reach out or like make the effort to schedule, that also does like matter to me. Like, yeah,
The
yeah,
level of
I'll
effort.
go
Yeah.
Ajna. I'll go Ajna. But with this being said, with a tie, that would
Good.
take them out of playoff contention, right? So,
Goodbye. Goodbye, Bombers.
yeah,
Goodbye.
see how it goes. Okay, payloaders technicians. This is a this is a kind of confusing one actually. There's like a lot of things between both of those. Payloaders not so much. You know, they have to
The plan is
win.
pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, basically win or tie. You know, do
Have to
get
not lose.
points,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
points, and you're in. That is that. Technicians, if which is also this is so funny. The actual plus tied every week essentially. Um, so you're in with the win on the tie, which God, if they end the season with a tie, that would be funny. Bombers don't win 6-2, and Crunchwraps lose again. Huge. Crunchwraps would have to lose huge. Um, I don't think the Bombers 6-2 win is very likely. Uh, Crunchwraps loss,
I
I
mean,
also don't
I
think
mean,
is very likely.
if we are gonna base it on our predicts, if they die, they lose, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Um, and then kind of the same thing with the Bombers and Crunchwraps here. But yeah, I mean that's basically what the technicians need and what the payloaders need. So with that being said, you can just kind of hop into it. So Scarlet Violet, this is very interesting. Um, Two of the for the payloaders at least at the start of the season, Chungler and Suki were not starting for them. They have and now they are. So that's a big switch up from kind of just their Scarlet Violet core and who they've decided to field for this very important like last week.
I
Whether or not
mean,
that'll pay off for them, that's up
it goes to
for
show. Sorry to bust your like
yeah,
thing, but it really goes to show how much we trust these two because
yeah,
they progressively like skyrocketed our SV in the builder and like in effort value, like effort wise, Itsuki and Tangler are like fantastic. Generally, like the MVPs of the team, in my opinion, at least.
yeah, for sure.
But
And go ahead.
it's tough. They're tough matchups, both like PCD and Star, like obviously very good at the game and in the tier. And
Yeah.
just regarding these two, I personally wanna bold both Tangler and Zuki, just based because
See,
I know how hard they work. So it's in your hands. I'll abstain from
okay,
bolding
yeah.
them.
Well, those votes won't count, but I will say for at least these first two matchups, I also probably would bold Chungler and Suki. Um, Chungler specifically has had a couple one very impressive win versus Master Chief, which did have a little bit of luck involved in terms of like a Hippowdon flinch, but it was an impressive win, you know, nonetheless. So, um,
It's not like Tangler make the wrong play. Good lucky, right?
yeah, I
I
mean,
think it
you
was
can't
like an
listen. You can't punish
like
a
it
guy
was
for having Mons go his way. You know, it's Mons,
yeah,
so
exactly.
you can't detract that necessarily from.
If I recall,
Uh,
he iron headed on a Terra, right?
no, it was just an Iron Head. It was like
Oh, where's
it
Hippo?
was
Yeah, I remember.
it
I
was
remember
just a
that. Yeah,
Hippowdon. It was a Terraflied Bisharp versus a Hippowdon with Stone Edge. So he got the
yeah,
flinch and then lost the and won the
it
game
was
off that. But
it was still a 50-50 when it comes to luck there. Like,
yeah.
yeah, basically. But I think for Chungler that does mean a lot for me. For someone who also is he what 2-1 on the sheet 2-2.
is
One and
one
two, one and
two.
two.
One he didn't lose to Finn. He lost to
No, because he
He
had
lost.
the right. No,
Crash.
the boof
He
sub
lost to
was his
Crash
one.
and
Yeah.
He lost the thing
he
last
lost to
week.
Slash and he did.
Okay.
Wait, give me a second.
What is PCD's record?
PCD is 0-3.
Okay.
So
I think I'd build Jungler because again that Master Chief win
Right.
does mean a lot to me, and like you have like just one of
The
the
games were
more
like pretty
promising new
close.
faces. So yeah, I think I'd go with Jungler. Gum, Denial. What do
No,
y'all
I
think?
agree.
Yeah.
And
Okay, cool. In that case, we
and
can get. I mean, Suki Ishtar too. This has been a very rough tournament for Ishtar. Um, hard stall week one. Um, another loss, I think, week two, and then did not play for a couple weeks. So
I'm very sure that Tuki will find the right mon to crit, so at the right turn.
yeah,
yeah,
and I mean Suki won versus Evie last week, which is meaningful. One versus who else did she? Because I know she has two wins, right?
Yeah, she does.
yeah.
I
I
went
don't remember
against
which one.
Olive Branch.
Olive
Olive.
Branch. Yeah.
Okay, so that was a newer name. So, mm,
She did beat Evie, but did lose to
yeah,
Lime.
Suki
Yeah.
beat
I
Evie,
think
lost
that
to Lime. Yeah,
I think the thing for me is if Ishtar came back to play, I know she really did not like this meta, but if she came back to play, I'm pretty sure she is very motivated to win. So that's kind of why I would call there. I think in this case.
mm, okay. Gum, how do you
And I think
stand
I'll
on this
build Olive too, because like, I think she's also like kind of a better player too.
for Ishtar?
And I think, yeah,
Okay, okay. I mean, we can. I'm still gonna stick by the Suki vote just because again, I don't think.
I agree, but
Yeah, of course you agree.
I'm not important here. I'm sorry.
Because I do
No, don't
think
worry, don't
it's
worry.
you are.
it's been a
I
little bit
think
of a rough run for Ishtar, and Suki is coming in here with momentum, which does matter to
yeah,
me.
that's true.
I just wanna say, just to give Tsuki the flowers, like the enthusiasm that Tsuki has because
Oh
this is
yeah, no, of course, of course.
the first tournament and she's like dying to do well, right? It's just a
Yeah,
great, like a very big pushing factor, in my opinion. But this is just me praising my team, so
yeah.
No, yeah,
it's
I get
a
you
moot point.
100%. But I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure Ishtar will be just as motivated, honestly, if she's back.
Yeah. I mean, we've established kind of the stakes that technicians are playing for, so they need this win. If anything, that I mean, that's just motivation enough, right? Like you're here, you get the win, or you don't, and then you're like out of playoff contention. So it is what it is in terms of motivation. Yeah. Anyway, Danny versus ZS. I feel pretty comfy building ZS if I'm being honest. I don't know how
Same, I
y'all.
think. I
Yeah.
think DS is having like a very impressive season,
Yeah.
while Danny has been doing pretty bad. I'm pretty sure he only won one game. Yeah, he's won
Yeah.
four. Uh, he's a good player, but I did even write this on the our rankings, right? Danny is pretty hit or miss when it comes to those tours. He
Hmm.
either does really great or he just like plummets pretty much.
Yeah.
So I
Gum.
don't think there's
I
I
mean,
don't,
sometimes you have one of those tours,
yeah.
just something like every week,
Honestly,
something
this
that
is like
is
a
not
50-50
clicking.
to me.
What?
This is like a 50-50 to me.
Really?
Nah,
Like, I really think
I,
it could go like either way.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if I agree with this honestly. Yes, in general has been like really strong this year, even
I mean,
outside of like lower.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing
Personally, to
is,
me, yeah. Go ahead, Gum.
like just the past couple of weeks haven't been like too good for him. I think like maybe like after like a week break, then he might be like, I don't know, feeling like the
Yeah,
tier better.
I was
Oh,
gonna
so like
say that.
he maybe not as burnt out. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely
I was
Yeah,
like
gonna
to his
say, I
chin.
was gonna say that it's not like Danny's not trying, right? He's not putting effort or something. Just
Oh
things
yeah,
are just not clicking, like that the minuscule details are just not paying off. And that's the
Yeah.
annoying
Listen,
part
I mean,
because
it's not an indictment on the player if they're not like every player doesn't have to be a savant at every tier. Like if Danny has been struggling with the tier as can kind of be seen from the record,
yeah,
whereas I think ZS
Tuki,
has
yeah.
been a little more
Danny has been
consistent, a little more in tune with what seems to be good and what seems to be working with him. So it might just be Danny hasn't hit his stride yet, where he needs to find kind of that sweet spot for him in terms whether that's team building, whether that's
I was
playing.
gonna say that
Um,
he's a pretty strong builder, and he actually gave Suki her team last week, and
okay,
yeah, so
okay,
he's
so
a
yeah,
good
I mean,
builder.
again, it but for him specifically, something has not clicked, and that has led to the
Yeah,
record that we see today. Whereas ZS, something has clicked, which again leads to the record we see here today. And to
yeah,
me
pretty
at
much.
least, I don't see any reason why ZS should be not bolded, basically because of
Yeah,
that.
I
Um,
yeah,
but
I can agree. Yeah,
I this is RUPL, and these are predictions. These players can turn on a
yeah, but
hat
you
in
have
terms of
to
what they're putting out each week. So I
you have to be objective for it.
um, but yeah, I think
As I said in the Mace versus Danox game, ZS is just riding momentum, right?
yeah.
While Dan is trying to prove like that he has stuff to give more. Like again, I'm talking way too much about my own team matchups, so
It's
just shut
fine.
me
It's
up.
fine.
Just mute
Yeah,
me,
you're
whatever.
you're fine. You're fine, Bluebird. You're fine. But yeah, I think I would go with ZS.
That's
Denial.
fine.
Have you been swayed? Are you going with Danny now, or do you want to stick to ZS?
No, no, I'm going yes, I'm going yes.
Okay. And then Gum, I
Sorry,
assume you're still sticking with Danny. So I mean,
sorry, Danny.
you know,
Danny, I'm
or
sorry.
like a 50-50. Again, it's not this. I don't think it's a blowout match per se, but I think if we are to pick someone to be favored, it would be ZS.
No, that's perfectly
Um,
fair.
yeah. Next up, Sergio BlueBird Quilly.
Yeah.
Blueby, I'm sorry, you've been on kind of a downward trend, but and Quilly has.
Go on. I would bold Quilly as well, like
I mean,
the
Quilly's
same
had a
way
strong
you
season.
bolded DS.
Oh, you're
So
such a doom. You're such a doomer.
yeah, I don't know.
Can I defend my sorry ass for a bit? Can I have that option?
Say what you need to. Yeah, talk your truth, Bluebird. What's up?
Okay. So I'm not gonna put like excuses up front or anything because there have been some stuff that have been affecting my performance, but I'm not gonna put those ahead. But I'm just gonna say that it's unfortunate, just as Danny isn't like something isn't clicking because as I said earlier, I like my teams, I support my team choices, most of them, besides one. My in game is just not at the correct like pace that I wanted to, right? And Quilly has been like historically, quote unquote, like we've played twice last UPL. He beat me once, and I beat him in playoffs, if I recall. It's always like a banger game, right? So I want to say that if it's up to debate, like my motivation, like currently after like such a downwards spiral type of thing, I'm like 120% ready to just give it my all and see what I get, right? I hope Quilly is too, because it's always a great matchup playing him. I mentioned in my post in the Old Gens Hub, Quilly is like one of my favorite opponents to play because we always like produce good games. That's all. Feel free to bold Quilly though. Yeah, he absolutely deserves.
You're bold, Bluebird, just for fun.
Yeah, you put
it,
together a
it
pretty good
felt
argument for Quilly. So you
yeah,
know,
it felt like okay. Oh my god, I'm happy for you or sorry that happened type of thing.
yeah.
It's
Gum
okay. It's
denial.
okay.
Any thoughts? I'm gonna bold Quilly here. I momentum
I
just
don't really
kind of
think about SSRU all much.
okay. Also, actually, wait, I did have to ask. I think last week on recaps you said Mace versus BlueBird was going to be one of your like only SS games played in this tournament that you would care about. Was it a good game? Did you enjoy it?
I was being like sarcastic.
Oh my god.
Well,
I did not watch that one.
see this was
I
the
like to
perfect.
play
I set
SS.
you up. I set the lob. You could have like helped out BlueBird a little bit there with that one,
No,
but
I'm like being honest. I like SS, but
okay,
like watching it, it's just like not for me.
okay,
That's
word.
completely fine.
Just fun to play.
All right, denial. In that case, do you have any thoughts on Quilly BlueBird?
Nah, nah.
All right, I'm just
It's
leave it at Quilly then. Okay,
if you can blue
Herthadu versus ODR. This one again. Respect to my Canadian NCAA manager, but I don't
I think
I don't know.
I
I
think
feel like this is ODR's game to lose, if I'm being honest.
yeah, I think ODR has been having like way better season than Urtadu, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the um at like wins of Urtadu. He has a win against Santu, but the other losses are like uh mostly against the more experienced players, and the wins are uh, kind of more on the less experienced side, right? And with ODR, um, I don't really like. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I don't really favor him. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Oh, you don't?
I think it's ODR's game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure ODR wins this.
Okay. Gum. Anything?
I mean, yeah, I would just build ODR. Like, I don't.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I just think he's like the better player and probably better builder. Builder. Oh my god, builder too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I do
All
feel
right.
like a bit bad
It's
because
okay. So
it's like one-sided so far. And I think like this week is going to be like closer
it's okay.
than the Friday.
If we are gonna build someone in below others, it's definitely Shaitanya. We're fine.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean, okay. Well, let's just go right into that, right? So Chait Floss. I'm okay with building Chait here. If I'm being honest,
okay,
like
wait.
Floss
Why
is
do I have 17 notifications?
That is a very good question, and it's actually been bugging me for.
Oh,
So that
someone
explains
is
it.
mad. I got
Oh
all the time.
wow! Oh
Right.
wow!
Someone is mad.
Wow! The hate watch on
I
Twitter is
showed
like
behind this
generational.
too. Anyway, um, yeah, I think Chait. I'd be like pretty comfortable with Chait over Floss. Floss has been, he's been good in Oras. Honestly, he started off a little bit maybe lukewarm in Scarlet Violet, but since making the swap to Oras, I think he's been putting up good numbers. But Chait is Chait,
Yeah,
so
the thing is, Plus is great, right? Of course, like who the fuck is gonna say otherwise? But it's still
hmm
Shaitanya.
hmm
Like I say this in the predictions. The only person I would ever favor against Chaitanya was Ajna when he was still in the Aura school. But other than that, I think it's Chaitanya sweep.
yeah. I mean, they played Chait and Ajna, and Chait won that matchup. So you know,
Yeah,
again, it just
It was a great game too.
was a great
it
game
was.
too. Gum, any dissenting opinion or Chait?
No, I mean, if this is tier, like, I think it's even more boring than SS.
All right.
It has to be RS. That's honest. Like,
My God,
Okay, cool.
Gam is putting the fire.
All
Oh,
right, there's
great,
no.
great finish here too.
I
Nice.
don't understand black white. I've said this once. I will say it again. But this is Gold Cat, so I will put my hat in Gold Cat's corner because he is
No,
Gold Cat.
no, no, no. Eternally is literally the best.
but like,
Okay.
I don't know why
Okay,
they switched between to black and white. Like, he just won in SV last week.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? If Eternally got mad playing Auras, he's not gonna enjoy playing Black and White. That's for sure.
Mm, true.
Like I think um, Goldcat will just load some bullshit. Eternally will get mad and then lose from there.
Okay.
Bro,
Well, actually,
are
no.
you in the staircase or something? Why is there like a echo?
Hey, trying to make a point here. Gold Cat does not prep. This is a confirmed fact by his team, by like his scout. He does not prep. He does not. At least thus far in the tournament, he's just kind of like brought a very vibes based thing based on like how he feels into a matchup. I don't know if that's something that can necessarily be exploited because it's worked out like decently for him so far. But if there is a person to do that and a time to do that, it would be this week. It would be E-turn and it would be from the technicians in a must-win position. Having said that, I I still find it hard to say that E-turn as someone who Is this their first week playing this slot or second
Yeah.
week? Yeah.
Yes, first. But
So
Eastern
so
has played Black and White before.
yeah, I don't know. I think the familiarity. I think the familiarity with the tier. I think this being the first week. The errors for me at least point to Goldcat. Had Etern had like maybe another 1 or 2 weeks under his belt, I could be swung the other way. But as it stands now, I think I'd have to go with Goldcat. Yeah.
He can't really. Speaking from Cold Cat's perspective, he can't really prep for Etern, right? Because you don't have
Okay. Well,
much
that
data on that.
if anything, that's just leaning more into his favor because Goldcat does not prep. He just brings whatever he wants.
Yeah,
So
that's fine. That's fine. I do
It's
that.
not
I did
like
that last week and I won. So
I
like,
okay. Calm down with the flex. Calm down with the
no,
flex.
no, no.
Okay.
I have to flex. Okay, I don't see this is not a valid argument
We
saying that.
already
Okay,
we already congratulated you on your new role in RU. You can just pipe down from here.
okay, but
Thank
yeah,
you.
I don't know. Again, I'm
wow.
sticking. I think I have to stick with that. Gum denial. If you want to, well, denial. You said
We're
you
both
were
Gold
going
Cat.
Goldcat.
I just want to say
Yeah, I probably go Goldcat.
Yeah.
on
Okay.
behalf of Goldcat and the allegations of him not caring or prepping, uh, he does have some things in the bank that he has for specific opponents. Is my understanding, at least. But he also builds actively and just happens to decide on the spot.
Okay. See, that counts as just not prepping. If you build a bunch of teams and then you're like vibes this team. Like I don't know, man.
But
I don't know.
he does build actively. Is what I'm trying to say. Is like he's not disregarding prep, but he's just not aiming specifically. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. Sure. All right, and that brings us to best of three slot. Um, Franklin's still undefeated, right?
I believe so.
Sadly, he is.
Yeah, I'd
Damn.
probably just go Franklin.
There
Star,
was a 10% chance of him being undefeated, and he got that.
Star,
Yeah,
fantastic player.
and here's
Franklin.
the thing, right? Here's the thing. He's undefeated in the fucking best of three slot. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that's actually crazy. 10% chance, but still, yeah, amazing.
I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
Uh,
Franklin is like an easy ball.
I think Franklin is also just like to me at least. Like Stars had a pretty strong season in their own right. Franklin
I
has
mean
had a
that's
stronger season. You know,
easy top for
I
sure.
yeah, I'd have to go with that, which is interesting because if we go for that, that would put them at a
Three
4-4
five.
tie.
oh
Oh
no,
wait,
not
no,
again.
it's
Wait,
three
actually,
five.
I'm kidding. I'm
Not
kidding. It's five
again.
three. It's 5-3. It's 5-3. So
Our Ross can't even count.
I
that
just want
would
to say that that gives me even more motivation to just win. So
okay.
yeah, congratulations, Ming.
Yeah, you should be gunning
You
for it.
just made us. You just made us playoffs. Nice. Uh,
You should be gunning for it. Again, for the Rocky Mountain payloaders, it is an easier time because for them, a tie or a win would mean that they would make the cut, whereas technicians have to basically gun for the win,
yeah.
or else hope
Just
absolute meltdowns happen from the others.
simpler,
Um,
simpler put, it's get 4 wins. Like have 4 people win their games,
yeah,
and that's
basically.
the golden
So
shot.
I'll put that at that um, with the Rocky Mountain payloaders and Tenacious Technicians, which brings us to our last setup: the Crunchwrap Supreme Overlord Juniors versus Deranged Hustlers. Hustlers already qualled. We can look quite quickly at what the Supreme Juniors need. Win or tie, they're in, and then loss is, for them to not
Yeah,
make the playoffs, they would have to lose quite badly and then hope the other teams win quite like comfortably, like a six, like 5-3 is, I mean, that's just a win, but 6-2, like 5-3s, 0-8s, whatever. Uh, yeah. With that being said, let's hop into their predicts. So, oh, I just noticed this. The Corn Traps are starting, or I'm sorry, the Hustlers are starting Flamingo this week. That's interesting. I did not realize that. Uh,
They are in, so they are letting
Yeah, I mean, it makes
players.
sense.
uh,
Just
Yeah,
like
that's
give
very
people
good.
like a
Yeah,
chance to play.
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Same with Oyster and SS. That's a hype matchup for me. Not
Oyster
matchup,
versus
but
Foggen. Cool.
I'm just excited to see Oyster playing SS.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would. Okay, so let's just take this one at a time then. So Scarlet Violet. I'll take what I think is an easy bold here. I think, you know, Flam has been doing good. He won his matchup when he was subbed in, as well as is currently, I think, 2-0 in the RUG League. So he's a strong player. But Kushalos has proven that he's just kind of off the wall and just like a solid player in most rights, which I think is something that Flam kind of struggles against when you have something that's like, a surprise factor, and is piloted with like someone who understands how to, properly utilize that surprise factor. I think Flam just has a hard matchup into that type of thing. So I'd probably bold Kushalos here, like kind of
Okay,
freely. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know about y'all, but Gum, how do you think?
I think I agree. And like, I think
Yeah.
also it's like since like the Hustlers are in,
Hmm.
so I'm just going to like bring Bill Bolt.
Yeah. To be
I
fair,
don't think he's
Belly
like going
Bolt.
to like.
Belly Bolt does have a
I think he's a
100%
good
win rate.
Pokemon.
It
Right.
is performing, but yeah, in this case, I think it's just Kush. Um.
Honestly, I would have voted Flamingo Pokemon, but that's
Okay.
Um. Okay. I mean, why do you want your teammate to lose?
me.
Okay. Avers Toana. I don't really know what to make of this matchup. I don't know if y'all have like a strong opinion about this, but I don't know what to make of this matchup.
I don't know
I
either
I mean,
because
I think
I'm
Reverse is better. That's kind of like all I know.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. If you look at it at the lens of who is the most established player, then you got a bold average, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm perfectly fine with just like giving Avarice the nod. Um, Again, I'm not like super familiar with Toen Ha's game, if I'm honest. Avarice, I have seen play a few times, and he's been solid. He has established himself. Has a name, so I'm okay with that. Um, this will be an interesting one. HJK
It's
versus
getting
Metallica.
strong. Yeah, this is gonna be a strong game, in my opinion, because
Yeah, I mean
SB
HJK
has
has been
been.
having a really strong season, and Metallica has done great in the Sword Shield slot, and has proven through like some other tours that he's more than competent
Last
at
thing,
Scarlet Violet. So
last thing I remember from Metallica's SV was him being tilted from RULT and being like quote unquote tired from the tier.
mhm.
So it's gonna be an interesting game because he's known like Metallica's known for like being pretty active on the prep side, and it's hard to prep versus HC. Like from what I've seen in SV so far, the man has brought an apple, no, what was a Diplin, right?
Yep.
Deeply,
And
yes, deeply.
Al creamy. So it's just really up for grabs to see what food related Pokemon he's gonna bring this game.
Yeah. Gum, how are you thinking about this?
I mean, just yeah. I mean, I would just build like high jump kick, like whatever you want to call him.
Yeah,
I don't
is
kick.
is I jump kick even what that stands for? I think
yeah.
it's
It's high
not.
jump, kick, high jump.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, one of the names
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah. All right.
So you guys
Moving
actually
on.
you guys actually predicted SB sweep. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that. Hey,
I
man.
mean, I
I
guess
love,
It's
I
it's
love
just how
how,
it
I
it's
love
just how it
how,
broke down. You know.
yeah, I love how at first we were like, no way, the Hustlers are getting stomped, and then we're already like a 3-0 on the Supreme Overlords from
Yeah.
the
I
SV
mean,
squad.
that might continue because Fogland versus Oyster. I don't. I'd probably lean Fogbound. I don't know. I don't know how competent Oyster is with Sword Shield. I've just never seen the dude play it. So
Oyster has been helping me with prep and test like all season long and past season as well. He has good
okay,
swing
okay.
and
BluBird. No
no,
shade. What is your record again?
I'm, oh my God. He said no shade. I'm 2-4.
It's okay, but yeah, I
Wow,
mean,
wow, wow. Getting hit from the from the winless guys. Tuki is like steaming in the chat right now. Okay, that was a good one though. Jokes aside, Oyster has like a very good eye for building, and his in games like actually pretty good. Fogbound, it really depends on how he approaches this game. If he's gonna be like, it would be funny if I stalled 4 times in a row, right? That'll be like very
Somebody would expect it for sure.
it's the mind games going into it. Like sometimes some things you can predict here are like Oyster is not gonna take any chances and just gonna bring something that has pretty good breaking power or good
okay,
staying power because Fog like regardless of the stall or not, Fog has like a tendency to use father things. And
sure.
yeah, that's pretty much it. I predict that this will pretty much go down to the builder, but I'm
Okay,
gonna give the edge to Oyster personally.
I can give the vote to Oyster too. Like again, I just haven't seen him, but if he gets the BluBird vote of approval, sure, why not? Gum, do you still not care about the tier?
Absolutely right.
Yeah, no, I really don't. I'm sorry.
All good.
Like,
Denial
At
versus
least
Dugza. How are we feeling?
I lose probably, honestly, if I have to be for real.
uh,
I
I
cool.
know Dagza. I know
No, it's
Dagza.
good.
Who's their opponent again?
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Someone named Denial, right? Who's heard of that?
yeah. What kind of whack ass name is that? To be honest,
Yeah, no. I mean,
right?
Denial's had a strong season. But so has Dugza.
I'm.
I think
I'll be real. I'll be real. Dagza is a good player, but I generally find it hard to vote against denial in SM because I know that there's like some passion like driving the builder and whatnot. So I'm personally leaning more towards denial, but you can uh, you can shoot for either way you want to. Ming.
Gum. How do you feel?
I'm rooting for Denial.
Yeah.
And I think, like, she's better at the tier anyway. So I'll
Yeah,
just,
I
like,
will
vote
say
her.
Denial has brought some very like interesting picks that have worked out in the past. And
Right.
so in terms of like creativity, uniqueness, and just kind of commitment to the tier, I feel
Yeah.
like I think
As long
Denial really has the edge there. And when it comes to old gens, I feel like a lot of that is important. Like just how committed you are to the tier, not settling for what is kind of commonly accepted as the meta, and just trying new things. So I don't have an issue like kind of giving Denial the nod there.
as long as Dagza doesn't bring a Garbodor, denial should be fine, right?
Right.
Perhaps.
The
Okay.
Kryptonite.
Helom versus Santu. Helom is playing Oras this week. That's kind of interesting to me. Not gonna lie. I pulled Santu because he's Santu. If I'm, and again, Helom and Oras is interesting to me.
I haven't
Are
seen
both of
Helon playing, or else are you, honestly?
yeah? Is
And
Helom like
Santo.
a known Oras supporter, or is this kind of just like a
I mean, if you watch with just swap and slots, our eyes was in Auras and now is in SB. So
yeah
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going with Santo here. Like, we
yeah?
all
I
know
think
that Helon is a generally good player, but Santo is just Santo, right?
I mean, yeah, he's put together a pretty like decent showing
Mm.
this RUPL too. Like I can't.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard not to take into
Yeah,
consideration.
I just noticed I'm really a little bit baffled by this Helom and Oras pick. I'm not okay. Yeah, I think I'll just pull Santu here. I'd be pleasantly surprised if Helom is like a Oras savant, but this is an
You
interesting
forgot
week to show that. You know,
you forgot to ask Gam on their opinion on this matchup.
Gum.
Oh, I mean, okay, I feel like this doesn't count because it's like, okay, but I think, like, it might actually, like, I think, Crunchwraps actually want to figure out Oras and his Vino, so this, like, actually matters for them. But still, I don't know. I don't really care. I'm sorry.
Yeah, is
I'm
is or
sorry.
as. Just is or as. Okay. Real FD13 coming off the bench for the Deranged Hustlers in terms of black white. Again, kind of interesting that he has not come off the bench thus far, but cool. I think I'd go Ninja Dog because Ninja Dog has just had a great season. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a great black and white. Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
regardless of
Yeah.
opponent, like he's very consistent in this tier.
Yeah, I mean, real FB13 has been around for a while. Like,
Yeah,
he
no doubt.
has the experience in black white. Like when, oh gosh, I think he was, yeah. When black white was current gen, I'm pretty sure he was like just around playing it, like on the regular. So I don't think familiarity will necessarily be an issue for him, but Ninja Dog has just had a very, very impressive season for me. Like
I
this
mean,
is this has been one of my highlight players.
especially like Ninja Dog is great in this tier, and since the Nile mentioned it earlier, having Kusalos as a support option is also like an extra buff, right?
Yeah. Oh, also another interesting switch for the best of three slot. We have LPZ instead of Beraldo versus Mensmeet. So that's interesting. Uh,
I wanna vote for LPZ because I've been watching him play like not just in like RGPL or whatnot, just generally, and I've barely seen the guy lose. Could be like a chance or like whatever coincidence, but I really like his playing style and his teams too.
okay. Gum, how are you feeling?
Oh wait, okay, I thought it was muted. I would have been Mens.
Men's? Yeah, I think I'd go men's too. I mean, generally when someone gets slotted into the best of three slot and they're like, fresh, they're new, they don't. The debuts have not been very good as far as
Yeah,
midseason goes.
that's fair. That's
Um,
fair.
so I think I'd go men's. Men's, I know he's kind of looking forward maybe to bouncing back from kind of that tragic series versus Franklin last week. So I mean, motivation there, and yeah, I mean, you see the standings, kind of how it played out. It would be a six
Is
two.
that a 6-2 stomping?
Yeah, that would be a 6-2 stomping.
Wow.
So it depends. Um, on like how obviously these matchups can flip, but just the way it's constructed now, I think the Crunchtrap Supremes are taking this in a very convincing fashion at that.
Yeah, if you look at
Yeah.
it face value, but you also have to remember like I personally like lost plenty of tours like last week when I'm playing the team that supposedly like doesn't care,
Yeah,
right? And it just doesn't always go like plan out the way you want it to.
yeah. Okay. Well, with that, that's it for predicts, right? So Toxic Chains, Fisters, Hoorah, Go Us, Goated teams.
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot that Fisters had 2 wins there. Nice.
Yeah. Noble Guardians, Bombers. We're predicting a tie.
I mean, Ming is
This will
known
be
for being optimistic.
with the way the rest of these predicts have turned out, that this actually becomes quite interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
Guardians with the tie would, I mean, they're already in, but Bombers with the tie, uh, actually they're just out, right? If they get the tie, yeah,
Yeah, Bombers have to win.
it looks like it. So the Bombers, they need to flip basically a few of these matchups and keep all the matchups that we bolded. Like some stuff needs to happen for them to clutch. Technicians, payloaders. The way we have it set out, we'd have payloaders missing playoffs with technicians clutching. Um, we'll see how that happens. This is another one that easily flips. If just 1 point goes the other way, then the situation is reversed. Payloaders are in, and technicians are hoping that what was it? If they tie, bombers don't win, and crunch traps. And okay, yeah, and the crunch traps to like super fold, which is you know at least according to us probably unlikely. Um, but yeah, and then obviously Crunchwraps and Hustlers. We have like a predicted Crunchwraps kind of sweep, and then them easily cruising into playoffs. So yeah, does
We
anyone
don't
have any
need
like
technicians and
what?
crunch ups, I think. Don't need like technicians and crunch ups and playoffs.
Oh yes, and that would put Crunchwraps and Technicians. That would give them the two remaining slots in the playoffs. So yeah, if everything would go, then that would be Hustlers, Guardians, Crunchwraps, and Technicians as kind of the our YouTube predictions for who makes the playoffs. Um, yeah. Does anyone have any like final comments on any of these matchups? Any like maybe things you've thought about, want to flip, or a
Um,
series you think just might go a different way?
Go Guardians. That's like all I have to say.
I'm mentally implementing the Payloaders emoji in this chat
Okay.
just to hype up the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, in that case, I'll bring us back to the top here. So, thank everyone for sitting through this part of it, all of it. This is at this point over 2 hours long. So, kudos to you if you've
Whatever.
marked if you've gotten through everything. Um, thank you for all of kind of the viewers, YouTube watchers who have kind of followed us throughout the RUPL cycle. Um, kept up, liked, commented, whatever. Just watch the video. We appreciate all of you. We will be back for the playoffs, whoever those teams might be. And yeah, be on the watch out for like a metagame discussion that's coming out, like maybe in the next week or so. A lot of things have happened in the tier. A lot of kind of big bans. Just like very quickly, Iron Leaves, Enamorous, Thunderous ended up getting banned. So the tier looks very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than
And
that,
I'm hopefully also trying to host a talk show with Gam regarding SSRU.
Oh,
oh,
Like
that's
a very interesting spin, right?
I'm gonna guess.
yeah.
Sorry, you forgot to say sorry.
Okay.
Right, sorry.
But with that, thank you to all my casters for kind of
Thank you
sitting
for
through this
having me.
2 hour long uh, grind with me. Thank you to all the people who kind of like stopped in. Fiend, if you're still here,
Yeah.
thanks for like participating. I guess. Yeah.
I think the guests
He left.
for this
Okay. Cool.
recap
But
were like Ampha, Istar, Finn, and Tsuki, who's always there.
yeah. But yeah. With that, that should wrap up our final week of RUPL regular season recaps and predictions. Catch y'all for playoffs. Peace.